What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Eddie Harvey here from TradeWithEd.com. All right, guys, I am here with What Are You Trading Wednesday, guys? Where I'm going to hop on here, and I've done this a few times. I'm hopping back into doing them where every Wednesday I do a session covering what I'm looking at in the markets, right? Any trade I'm in or any trade I'm looking to potentially get in. All right, so here I am over at TradingView, guys, and I'm going over to Euro AUD. All right, so I am currently in a trade for Euro AUD. Share with you guys why I got in this trade, what I'm looking for to happen, and just give you an analysis of what's happening in Euro AUD at the time. This is the Euro versus the Australian dollar. So let's get into it, guys. Looking at this overall trend of this market, guys. Sometimes what I like to do, I like to trade off of the 1 hour, the 15. I trade off any time frame depending on what strategy I'm using, right? But I primarily go off of the 1 hour chart. And looking at what I'm looking at here right now, you can see I got a lot of things going on here. Um, and I believe, did I trade Euro AUD earlier this week? Let me look and see here. I'm gonna look at my MT4. Actually did, yeah. I traded Euro AUD. No, I didn't. I didn't trade it. I didn't trade it. Okay, that was GBP AUD I took earlier. Won that. But here we are, Euro AUD. Guys, I'm in this trade. I got in over here at 48.99, but right here, I wanted to get in a little bit higher. I would have liked a higher entry, and I'll share with you why. And currently, uh, I've already secured. I waited for it to drop down 30 pips, right? Which it did earlier. You see, it went down for about 38 pips. But once it got to 30 pips, I closed out half of my position, right? Still got half of it open, and I moved my stop loss in a profit. So I'm in a risk-free trade. I'm currently up about 24 pips on this trade. I'm looking forward to go down here for about 55 pips. Now, once it gets here, you know, it may reverse, okay? It may reverse. Um, or it can continue to go down here, and this is where I got my TP at, right? I got my TP for about 97 pips, so I'm somewhere right around here. 48.01, I believe, is where I'm at. Now, let me throw some fibs on this really quickly, right? Okay. So when I'm throwing fibs on it, it's showing me, if I go, even if I go right here, because this is a strong wick, if I went down to even this lowest, drag my fibs down to here, that'll put me like right where I want to be. Now, what am I basing this off of, guys? The 71.8 and the 78.6 levels are very, very strong levels for price to reject. Okay, price to reject. But more importantly, and obviously I know the 61.8 level, right, is a key level as well. But more importantly, uh, I'm looking at that. But if I move the fibs and move it up to right here, where was this last, uh, you know, where we had some, right here, you can look at this and say equal lows. Yeah, this is just a wick, but we had solid candles form right here. Can say, okay, cool, 61, 71.8, 78.6 are right in here, which is still, even at 78.6 is getting, it's not this candle, but this candle right here is where my TP is at. I'm getting closer to that level. Okay, so those are key levels for where the market, depending on how you're trading, where the market it's a strong area of uh, where the market will turn around at. Okay, for a reversal. In some instances, and I can show you in different instances uh, why I say that. So if I just, even if I go look at like another pair I marked up this morning, I didn't take it. You go look at GN right here. If you look, I have GN marked up. Look what happened. I took these fibs right from this. This is like equal lows right here, right? Took it from here to the top here. What happened right here? Okay, what happened right here? 71.8, 78.6, boom. Price came down at this level, reject, reject, and look what it did. It's reversing. Okay, so I could have set even a pending order here for a buy limit, a buy stop. I like to go in between the 71.8 and 78.6. If I do set a pending order, put it right here, and I could be riding this up in profit right now. Okay, if you look down here, what happened earlier before 71.8, 78.6. Again, right? Look at it again, right in this area. What did price do? I'm not even talking about from here. I'm talking about after price push up, it came back down because you look where I got my fibs from this zone right here. This was at this point, this was the resistance level and this was the support level, right? Got my fibs right here. Boom, 71.8. Look what it did. 78.6. It went through that area and shot up, took off. So that's why, that's a whole nother video on why those levels are important. But also what's important is, I'm waiting for price. This is an imbalance here, right? We have two imbalances. So price came right here. It went up. You have the sell candle here, the buy candle here. Is an imbalance created to where price has to go back down to fill. See if I can mark this up really quickly, right? So from there to 1, 2, it was never filled. It was an imbalance left in between that candle to that candle there. Okay, so we had an imbalance in between. So I'm looking for price at this level to at least, you see a touch right here, but I'm looking for price to fill this gap, right in here. Okay, so if it stops here and turns around, then cool. I'm gonna just trail it and profit it and continue down. But I'm confident right here is gonna come back down to fill, as it has in the past, fill this imbalance right here. Okay, so that's why my TP down here. So it might come and just touch the top of that wick and then reverse, or it can continue to push down. Okay, it's already, as you can see here, this is a very strong area of resistance, right? Prices 1, 2, 3 different times broke out of this area. So what led me to saying, well, why did I enter right there? So if you come over here, guys, if you look, this was a very strong area of consolidation, right? And price broke out right here. Out of this consolidation, we have what we call a banker's candle right here. That was the last up candle before right price drop. Okay, so the bank has positions on both sides. So the bank had to come back up to this buy candle right here, right? No one can trade the way the banks trade, right? The banks have positions on both sides. Let me zoom in right here, right here in this area. Okay, damn, I didn't mean to do that. But no one can trade the way the banks trade, right? So if you look right here coming out of this box, this was the banker's candle right here. Okay, this was the last buy candle up, meaning this is, they have a position right here and they're trading, lots, hundreds of thousands size lots and stuff like that, where they're trading hundreds of millions, possibly even billions, right? So they got to come back and get that money. They price broke out down here to the downside. Boom, we're selling. But what price did, it came up here. Okay, anybody who was selling, they were taking out right here. Now the bank is selling, they taking out all of the buyers. Okay, now as they're taking out all of the buyers, they're coming down. Boom, 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 boom. Came down all the way down here. Anybody had any buy positions in here, right? Double tops, double bottoms, triple tops, triple bottoms, all of that in here, right? In this area, that's why I don't trade in the consolidation. You want to wait for a breakout, right? So I could have easily just looked at this and said, okay, even for my other strategy, this broke out. This is a break and a retest. I could have got in right here, break, retest, enter, boom, took this down. But by me missing that, it's always another move, right? They took out anybody that was buying, all of the seller positions right here, but look what it did. It came back up to this level right here. I mean, it came right back up to break even on that banker's candle that I showed you right here. Boom, got their money at their break even, closed out, and then now the real move, the sell off, right there. Boom, sold off. Now from here, it came back up, right? You're able to catch a potential uh, same thing out of this consolidation. This was the last, last sell candle, shot up. came back down. You could have came right to this level right here. They came back. The banks did got their money and went back up, right? So you can look for buys and sells in here, but overall, you really don't want to trade against the trend. So you see right here, yes, this was a if you know what you're doing, this is a buy position I had in here. If you look at this, was a nice 1 to 2.5. I didn't take it, so I can take that out. So I can take that out. Um, so you want to trade with the trend. Overall, you see this is a downtrend, right? On the 1 hour chart, this is a downtrend. So based off everything with this banker's candle right here, right? I know not only once, price came up here a second time, boom, shot down. It came to a level a third time, shot down. Now here's a fourth time. Now I wasn't sure because this touched this level so many times if it was going to break out and now have a shift of momentum and go into a buy, right? I wasn't quite sure. So I got in a little lower right here because I waited for uh, got in 48.99, right? On the 15-minute chart, when I went down, I waited for an engulfing candle. Okay, so if I go to the 15-minute chart right here, right, finally had a candle, an engulfing candle that broke down lower than this bullish candle, and okay, that's where I got in at. Had I been more patient, I could have got a tighter entry up here, back pretty much, or I could have did a pendant order and I could have took an entry right here at right at 49.12. So it's all good, right? Now, if you look at here, price did definitely try to push up fake outs, and then boom, it dropped down. So now here we are down here. It's dropping down. If it comes back up and hit my stop profit, I got at break even, but I got it I normally do 1 to 2 pips in profit. I have been 1 pip in profit. If it comes back and hit it, it is what it is, right? It's a risk-free trade. I already closed out half of my position. So, but if I go look at what gave me confirmation or more confidence to get in this trade, knowing that okay, it's already 1, 2, 3 times it's hit this area, showing me this is a very strong area of resistance. But at the same time, if it keeps hitting the area, right, we got equal lows created down here for the most part, right? I would have been a little more leery had instead of creating an equal low, this closed up a little bit higher and started creating lower highs. That would have showed me, okay, that's number one. That's a sign that we may have a reversal, right? A shift in momentum where it's going to now start going to become a buy. The second thing is I went to a higher time frame, right? The higher you go up, the better the confirmation you have. I went to the 4 hour chart. What gave me confidence in here on the 4 hour chart, right? If you look right here, same thing. There's that candle right there, that banker's candle. If you look, same thing. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and this fourth time right here. Once the 8 o'clock candle opened and it opened up bearish, right? It opened up bearish. They gave me confidence as well that this was going to continue to push back down. Okay, and I'm looking for it, even though now it's pushing back up some here, right? The new candle to a new 4 hour candle is going to open up at noon. So in less than 30 minutes, we'll have a new candle. But the imbalance at some point has to get filled. If it doesn't fill it now, it's going to fill it later. So from here down to here, it still has to fill this imbalance, right? So even if I look at, see where I have the first one at, now on the 4 hour chart, I can move this and say, okay, got to come down here. Price has to fill this imbalance at some point. If not now, it'll fill it later. So, but I'm of the confidence of saying I think it's going to fill it now. Okay, so has to come back down to this candle here. So that's what I'm hoping for. All right. So do I know exactly what's going to happen? Nope. All I can do is do my analysis, markups, and be confident in what I'm doing and the decisions I'm making. Okay. So that's the 4 hour chart. If I go to the daily, see what we got here on the daily. Overall on the daily, this is still bullish. So it was bullish, right? For today. Yesterday was bearish. Look right here. This is the daily chart. This is still bullish. So it may just push back up or it may go down. Still a lot of time left in the day. several hours before the new trading day. I'm talking about a calendar, a new trading day. The market resets at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time for me. Okay, so that's where I'm at with things. And if you look at the overall trend of this, this is what? This is bearish, right? Came up here, never got any higher than the highest point was on March 15th. Then it's been creating some lower highs, lower lows. Came up here, higher highs, higher lows. Now here we are. Look like it's starting to create some lower highs, lower low. So it may go up, then push back down. But based off the daily right here, impulse out, impulse in, is retesting off of this level. So it may eventually, now I was wrong on that. This is higher, uh, lower highs. I mean lower lows, and now starting to create some lower highs up here. So I mean higher. The high highs, the high lows get me confused, man. Sometimes I apologize. So uh, higher lows right here, and some starting to create some higher highs right here because it's trying to go up. Okay, so we'll see what happens. That's the daily, but I'm not on the daily. I'm doing everything up I have right now based off of the 1 hour. Right, I'm on the 1 hour chart, and it's pushing back up. Right now. So looking like where is it at right now? Price is here, 40.99. I have right in here. This is where I have my stop losses at, right? Risk-free trade. So what it may do, and that's why sometimes, like, depending on what I'm doing, I like to sometimes get 30, 40 pips and get out of the market. And then sometimes I like to stay in longer. And this is the time I chose to stay in longer because I could have easily won this trade, right? I could have easily got my from here, boom, got about 40 pips and got out. But I liked it a little bit more. So, now what a person could do, which I won't do, is move their stop loss back up here. That would be stupid. I'm not going to move my stop loss out of profit at this point. And now just to risk getting more, right, and then potentially losing the trade. No, you never lose money. So you always secure the bag, right? Like I said, I secure, once I got the 30 pips, I secure half of my position, and now I'm trailing the rest. So it may push up here and hit it, and then come back down. If it does, it is what it is. But I won't jump back in it either. So I'm done for the day with that. However this trade plays out, how this trade plays out. Okay, so that's sometimes the thing, we let greed set in on us where we want to go back in and try to get more and whatnot, and look for more entries. Like, once you're in, you're in. Once you're done, you're done. That's how you got to look at it. There's all of you, more trades to take, and that's how you start trading smarter and have smart money management using proper risk, proper lot size, guys. And don't live don't be, trying to just feel you gotta take a trade all the time. Okay, so I'm good. Like I said, I've won. I'm just trailing in profit now. So whatever happens, happens. All right. So this is my analysis of Euro AUD, the Euro versus the Australian dollar. I showed you guys what I'm hoping will happen. What exactly is going to happen, I'm not quite sure. I will say if it does push back up, now if it breaks above this level here, right? This is a very strong resistance level. If it breaks above this level, then I'm projecting it to at least go back, at least push up to this level up here, right? And that way I can look for another entry at some point if I wanted to, where if price now breaks this level, it breaks out, I can look forward to do a break and a retest, right? Where it can come up here, retest this level, and now we're talking about shoot up and reverse, okay? And if it does that, we get in, and then the next area of resistance, you're talking about almost 50 pips up. That'd be the next level of where it can hit this level and then decide to turn around again, or now continue to push up and stay bullish. All right. So I hope you all got some value from this video. I appreciate you guys hopping on here with me today. Guys, any questions, let me know. And if you're ready to learn how to trade in the foreign exchange market, guys, want to learn the skill set, simply go to tradewithed.com for more information. Talk to you soon.